Hello, everyone. Good morning or afternoon. We are your casters. Hey, I'm Quack, and this is Ray Rachu. Of course, this is the FSL Open Circuit for the year of 2021. The very first one. We had group stages yesterday, and it's going to be the playoffs right now. Let's just take a look at our brackets real quick. It's the players are ready, so the match is getting started pretty soon. But just to go off, first up in the upper brackets, these are all the teams that qualified from the group stages yesterday. So it's the top two teams from their own respective groups. We have Femelle versus Hades, Alter Ego Celeste versus Tiamat, Mad Army versus Araket Aresta, Kid My Orc versus Fiery GS, and that is all the teams that are playing today. The first one that we're going to have is going to be Femelle versus Hades.
Yep, just to remind you guys of our format, we had a total of 40 teams participate in the group stages yesterday. They were split into 4 groups of 10 teams each, so the top 2 teams from each group made it to today's playoffs. The way that today's brackets are working is that it's going to be first seed versus second seed for every single group. So Femelle versus Hades. Femelle was the top of Group A yesterday. Hades, on the other hand, they were second in Group D. Kind of unfortunate that we didn't really get to see any of the Group D games yesterday because we had 3 different language streams. So we streamed all of the Group A, B, and C matches. So this is kind of the first time that we're going to be seeing Hades today. However, the Hades squad, hometown represents 6 girls, all from Singapore, whereas on the side of Femelle, you know, I mean, they've got 3 Malaysians, 2 Singapores. We'll take it. We're close enough.
Close enough. We're neighbors.
Exactly. We're connected by, like, a bridge, at least. So we're going to be rooting for all of these girls today. Hopefully we see some pretty good games. Also, really stacked lobby this time around. It's the Hades squad. They've got 3 Immortals, 2 Radiants, 1 girl is Diamond. Whereas on Femelle, it's going to be, I think, 5 Immortals and 1 Diamond ranked player. So, pretty stacked.
Both sides.
Pretty stacked.
Equally stacked. I'm just throwing that out there. It's going to be a close match, this one. I can feel it.
Yeah, and look at that sweet, sweet ping.
Yeah, this is the home team advantage that we have.
12s and 16s all around. We're going to start round 1. It's going to be on Haven. I think Femelle yesterday, they won their games on Bind Split as well as Haven, so definitely got a bit of experience. Hades, on the other hand, they actually won 2 games on Icebox, but banned it out today, so we won't see it this time around, but I'm pretty excited. Haven, we didn't get to see at all of yesterday. It's just a really big map, as you can see. Just kind of focus around mid for now.
It's kind of an even map, but at the same time, slightly leaning towards the attacker side, just because there are 3 bomb sites. If you're a defender, you can play so much, but the rotations are going to have to be quick. They're going to have to be snappy. If you're just a second slower, if you're on A or C, it's a long trip all the way around. And of course, just to start things off, we had a recon dart all the way into A short, and that just spotted out so many players right now. They're trying to play this information game, trying to delay the information just by a bit, but now they've decided to commit onto this A site. Spoon Kid with the first headshot just to start things off. But of course, everyone is swarming onto the site right now. We have the paint shells that does damage onto Chloe. This gives the attacking team control right now. Hades trying to come in with a retake, but Nano Swarm to stop them off.
Yeah, Sage is caught trying to heal in a really bad spot right in the middle of sight right there. Did get taken out. It's going to be 4v3. It looks like they want to push this. There's a jet over up in heaven. His shots don't quite land. There's Omen versus Omen. And he's going to take Fear out. And whoa, Rain is so low. And she's stuck.
Oh, no!
Gets that great hit shot, though. I mean, they knew she was up there. They just went straight up to chase her, but not a good move. Bomb is going to go off soon, though. I don't really think that she... Oh, she's going to contest this.
I mean, it's Pissaron. You might as well go for it.
True.
If you don't, you're holding on to a ghost. So she went for it, but unfortunately got taken down. It's 1v3 after all. No, Brew! She was trying to hop away like a kangaroo.
Like a donkey. When I have like a teammate, like if I'm trying to flank and I'm like slow walking the entire way there, and then I have like a friend who was that long or whatever, and then she just like is running, and just, like,
making noise,
making so much noise. I'm like, I just go into voice. I'm like, yo, can you stop being a donkey? We can hear you from like half of the map. Oh my god, I'm trying to like shoot them in the back with a judge. Do you mind?
Well, that happens, of course. sometimes you have teammates that just don't know how to be quiet. But right now, it seems that one of the players from Femelle have disconnected. Might be some connection issues. So
We cursed that ping too early, man.
yeah,
We were like, look at
Caster's
that
curse.
12 ping. Round 2 pause.
It's way too early. I mean, it's just the first game of the day, but there already is a DC. The caster's curse is already kicking in, so we're gonna have to watch our words, Rayra.
Oh man.
It's a dangerous thing. I know I've been burned by this many times, but just
Oh, so you're the one that's cursed.
yes, I actually am. One of my very first gigs, I had this brilliant idea of supporting a team by wearing their jersey,
Oh,
and then they lost.
no. Oh no.
Oh my god. After that, oh man, just severed ties. They don't want to be friends with me anymore.
Oh my god.
Well, Sag, but
Sad all around. That's Sage trying to heal in the middle of the fight there and getting taken out was pretty sad.
a lot of Sag things that happen in Valorant, but that's why it's tactical. You got to be careful. Now, just taking a look at the agent compositions on both sides. What do you think of this? What can you tell me right off the bat?
Well, okay, we didn't have that much time to go into the map earlier on, right? So we were talking about how Haven is, before Icebox launched, like the biggest map that Valorant had to offer. The unique thing is the 3 bomb plant sites. It gives you a lot of opportunity where, like, if you're on the attacking side, to just 5-man rush a site, because it's going to be really hard. If, say, you 5-man rush A, it's going to take a long time for the enemy team to really respond. If, say, they started like a 2-1-2, if they had 2 people over on C, it's going to take a while for them to rotate and bring them over to A. So that's kind of one of the reasons why Haven is so attacker-sided in that sense. If we just look at the agent compositions right here, pretty much the difference, it's going to be the Sova, Reyna, Sage over on the defending side. Attacking side, it's going to be Raze, Breach, as well as the Jet. So I like that both sides have picked up that Killjoy. Killjoy is really good on Haven, especially if you start her on like A or C. She just has that tower just straight down long, or you can even put her on B, where you have like the crossfire on the left and right side of the entrance. Also, her lockdown is actually really good on Haven as well. I kind of like that they're running Breach as well. On the attacking side, is going to provide a lot of good debuffs, good knockups later on, but yeah.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me that having a Breach on a team provides is the fact that you can combo with your Jet. It's the flash and dash, you know? You flash in, and Idar would just dash into sight, could create so much space, and the opposing teams just have no idea how to deal with that. They have no choice but to run away, otherwise, you know, you're just going to get blinded by this bright yellow light on your screen. You're going to need sunglasses or something for that.
It's the good old, if you play League of Legends, it's kind of like the good old Malphite Yasuo combo on your team. You just get someone knocked up and then you have the follow-up. Yeah, yeah. Pretty much. You just have someone set you up, and that's going to be really good to set the Jet. I will see if that works out. Also, the fact that they have Reyna Donuts playing that over on the Hades squad. We talked a bit about it yesterday in that Reyna's not really picked very much competitively. Like, she's strong in solo queue, but just in 5v5, there are a lot of ways to counter her. For example, the Leer. A lot of times, you know, if you're playing solo queue Reyna, you just pop the Leer, you blind them, and then you go in. However, if you're actually playing versus a team that is 5-stack and they have good communication, when they see the Leer come out there, most of the time they'll be like, okay, you shoot the eye, I shoot Reyna, and it's very easy to like counter that sort of thing. I mean, you get jumped on in solo queue, but if you have good comms as a team, it's a lot easier to try and counter her. However, that being said, especially in the earlier seasons of the FSL Valorant Open, we saw a lot of girls pick up Reyna. It's pretty much something like a 80 to 100% pick rate. Kind of only beaten by Sage, I think, in the first like 3 or so.
She was really
FSL.
strong when Valorant first came out.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, when Valo releases a new agent, she's like super strong. I want to see Astra today. Come on, or at least Sky.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody, please. Right?
I mean, Yoru's been out for long enough that he's gotten a couple of nerfs.
Well, something here and there. Yoru, you know, they designed him to be this sort of lurking agent, but he just makes a lot of noise, I think, and sometimes it gives his position away. So for someone who lurks and you reveal your location just by using your abilities, it's kind of contradictory. People don't really like that, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But he can actually be really, really strong, especially with that ultimate. I mean, it's just, it's Reyna's dismiss on crack. That's how I like to describe it. But aside from that, so interesting facts. Donut. First of all, I know you love donuts. Second of all, she is one of the Radiant players for Team Hades. So the fact that she's on Reyna, that is going to be pretty interesting. Reyna, she, since patch 2.04, I think, she's received sort of this balance change. Some people say it's a nerf, some people say it's a buff, but I think it's a little bit more balanced, right? The fact that as long as you get an assist, soul orbs will still drop. And just because of that, you will be able to use your overheal, you will be able to use your dismiss abilities, and that in itself is really, really strong. The only difference is you get two or four charges instead of the previous like 6 or 8. So you have to think about how you want to use your dismiss or overheal a little bit more carefully. You can't just spam them all the time. But aside from that, here are 3 things that help you discern a good Reyna player from a great Reyna player. First of all, it's timing, right? The timing of how you use your leer, how you peek, that is very, very crucial. If you do it too early and then you peek, you might die. Do it too late, your leer gets shot out before you peek. That just doesn't happen the way you want it. So it's very, very precise. And aside from that, Dodona, if you look at how she's going to place her leers, the placement of that is very, very important. If you place it too close or too far, it's not on a person's screen, they don't get blinded at all. So she's going to have to think about how she wants to place them, especially if they are far away. She places it somewhere high, somewhere where their crosshair isn't placed. That's going to cause some displacement. They're going to have to flick here and there, and if their aim isn't good, it's going to work out so well. So her hiding in this corner right now with a frenzy should have been able to work out, but it's going to be Kivs who trades it off for her with the classic. Sometimes you don't need a frenzy, it's just a classic. But at the end of the day, Spectres outwin pistols.
Who would have thought, man? Guns in for their Spectre versus a classic K4 dynamics. Trying to get the bomb plant down. Yep, they do get it. They do get a team wipe as well. They did lose 3 members, actually. So it is pretty good that Hades did manage to pick up those 3 kills on the pistol round. It's actually pretty worth. Pretty #worth. I would say, although Femelle, they did get the extra 300 credits with that bomb plant. But I mean, round 2, we talk about it all the time. It's kind of like that first round snowball you want to like force in that round 2, go for the Spectres. I think a lot of times in competitive play, there is that option for, if the team drops round 1 to kind of respond to that force with going like 5 stingers, for example. But it's not really the FSL meta. But we're on to round 3, so this is where it's going to start to count.
Ahead.
That's exactly right. Whoever wins or loses this will very well dictate the rest of the flow. I mean, if the attacking team wins, they get to steamroll and build on this high. They'll ride the wave nonstop. They get to dominate. Meanwhile, if it's the defending team, then it puts a stop to the attacking team's momentum. So Femelle right now, they have to be a little bit more careful about how they want to approach this. Of course, the fact that they have Spectres, though, means that they want to play something slightly more close range. But what a well-placed nade from the Raze player on Femelle back there. Just chucking it, flushing her out of the corner, allows Idar to pick up a kill. And now Aphrodite just peeking through the dark cover. Well-placed, well-timed peek. Gets her a free kill. Now Kivs tries to make a play. She's going to step on the nanostorms and has no choice but to back off. So they get a free plant onto B right now.
Yeah, that was really aggressive. She actually pushed out of garage right there. It made her so vulnerable to the grenade. Of course, really well placed in advance from the enemy KJ. It's going to be a 5v3 KJ because of that grenade. She's actually so low. Got chunked out pretty bad, and there's Fear just having to back away from that breach CC. Gonna drop the smokes. Just wants to go in here.
Ooh.
Sneaky. I like this play.
Wow.
Gets that KJ straight in the back of the head. Gonna go into the other smoke right now. And wow. They won that 3v5.
How many players was that? Oh, well, they do die at the end, but That was incredible. The way she teleported in. I mean, her name is Fear. Just teleporting into her own smoke like that is very risky, but very brave as well. That sound that they get, they hear her teleporting right next to her. You can see every single player turn to face where that teleport was, and it invoked fear. At the same time, it was distraction. Her teammate executed based off of that teleport. Super well timed. They get so many kills off of that, turning, I don't know what that was, a 3v4, 3v5, and they just won in an instant.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate that they didn't quite have enough time to defuse the bomb after that, but managed to pick up the team wipe. Whew, that was the Spectres versus Rifles too for them. So they're going to just make sure that everyone lost their rifles too. It's a lot of extra change for their eco.
Yeah, quite a bit of damage. So the momentum is definitely on the side of Femelle right now. And despite having this sort of anti-eco advantage, they're still playing it safe. They know their opponents are not to be messed with. Of course, Chloe deciding to force with a Spectre. This could be dangerous, though. She gets spotted out, doesn't connect the rest of her shots. She did get a dink, though, so there is a little bit of damage. Now Spoon Kid wants to take the fight head on, and she will get destroyed thanks to Catharsis' headshot. This gives them the A sights, and now it's a 3v5 retake with pistols. This is not looking good at all for Hades.
Yeah, it took a couple of shots too to really destroy that Boombot. Kids right now trying to make some sneaky play happen over up in heaven, and the donut with that headshot snipe. That was nice. That's what we want to see for the whole of today. Kibbs doesn't really find an angle over here up in top. No one really lurking around the side. Of course, these girls, you know, high elo. They're not going to make that mistake of, oh, wait, I say that. No, it's not going to land. Try to wallbang through that wall there.
Last player standing.
1v4.
1v4. She did pick up a Vandal, so she might want to just save and hold on to it. At the same time, look at how the players on Femelle are moving, right? They're just being really safe as well. They are not going hunting. In fact, just trying to take the safe route, hold secure positions, don't want to overexpose themselves. So Donut will pick up a free Vandal, and this time her team will be able to buy back into the round thanks to the fact that they saved. Hopefully they'll be able to come back into the game. If not, Femelle, the momentum is on their side. They're just going to keep on pulverizing.
Oh, Fear picked up an operator. This is what we like to see. I think, especially in competitive a couple months ago, Haven was kind of that type of map where you saw some good NA teams, you know, do some not quite cheese play, but they do something like go 1 or 2 operators and an Odin somewhere like Garage, or you can even wallbang through sewer over at A. So I like this operator pickup, but oh! No!
Down.
Spoon Kid picks up that double. Just that lineup, though, I mean, that's kind of a mistake. You don't really want to rush there like that and just stand one behind the other. Fear making use of that operator. I mean, it's a 5K gun. If you don't get that shot, but she got that shot.
She definitely did. Even though it was 1 kill, I mean, just the fact that she made that shot, possibly going to get the second one as well. It's definitely a return on investment of that $5,000 gun. And here it comes, Hunter's Fury to deny the plant as well. They're buying time for the team to rotate over. You can definitely see the paranoia is settling in on the side of Femelle. Rue did get the spike down. She comes in with a swing, but it's not going to be enough thanks to this OP op.
Yeah, they peaked that. That was a pretty good timing on the peak, because if you kind of stack any faster than that, you're kind of going to both get double headshotted. So you kind of did it like there's a slight delay, and that's the thing if you're running something like the Phantom or the Vandal. You know, you get very good first shot accuracy on the Vandal, but after that you kind of need to reset because then it starts to spray a bit. So that was really good timing, I think, that the way that they just waited for a sec to return. So they knew that they knew how to play that 3v1.
That's absolutely right. The recoil control on these girls is just so immaculate. It's a beauty to watch every single one of these players play. And right now, just taking a look at a scoreboard, 9 out of 10 players have their ultimates. This round could go either way. It's either really explosive or really chaotic. We're just going to have to wait and see. Right now, Killjoy locking down the entirety of A site with her abilities.
Showstopper on A is an absolute game changer, though. If you could QQ and then just Showstopper into
true.
Heaven, that usually is how you clear out A Heaven.
Let's see how she pushes it. I mean, just looking at how the Hades players are defending at the same time, they're so far back. They want to stay alive long enough for them to use their abilities, to use their ultimates, to play the retake game. 5v5 right now. They've discovered that the A side is clear. They're just going to get a free plant off of that. But of course, at the same time, Killjoy lockdown has been committed. It's going to be the full rotate. Dodona coming big with a huge flank, though. She might just walk into the crosshairs of the Breach player. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, they've the thing about the KJ. Oh, some nice shooting from Dodona, but gets taken out in response by Rue. So they do trade 1-for-1. It is a 4v4 situation right here. There's that defender KJ ultimate going down. The Spoon Kid. Oh, she doesn't go by the box on the side. So she does take some fall damage.
God.
They actually might have time to defuse this here.
Oh my god. Idar?
Protect the defuse. Oh my god.
She couldn't. There were just too many players on site. It's gonna be a team ace from the side of Hades. That was quite just an amazing play overall. This is the thing about having a Killjoy on your team. It's so good. I mean, for both sides, just to start things off. I mean, Catharsis, she had the attacker lockdown to push people off of the site. They did get it down, but at the same time, Gibbs had her lockdown as well. The moment you deploy that thing, it just forces people off. They're faced with a decision, right? Either you push in to take the lockdown off, or you fall back, and it just creates so much space for the opposing team. Right now, Dodona, yeah, she's going in. Oh, is it going to be a 3K? She knows that they are on eco. She wants to get more, but she's going to make the wiser decision to back off after picking up 2 free kills. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was some. Firstly, it was really good aggressive positioning. She kind of like went to cubby straight once the walls dropped at the start of the round. Picked up that double. Also, really good synergy from her team because you saw right when she was running off bullets and was being forced to reload in a bad position, her teammate Omen actually dropped the smoke right there just to make sure she could get the reload and retreat out of Silong safely. So very well done, which means that Femelle are on the back foot right here. Jet really low too in that exchange. I think she's the third person to get sprayed down over at Silong. Breach right here. Fear with a lot of patience actually.
A lot of patience, but she doesn't have information at the same time. I think she might have heard a little bit of grass here or there. And that's why she's kind of wary of this middle entrance right now.
30 seconds
She's
left.
waiting for someone to push through, but neither side wants to budge. So they're kind of just biding their time right now, Femelle. They're waiting for an over-rotate or a peek from somewhere before deciding how they want to hit the site, but
They've
no
only
one
got
wants to give up info.
Oh no! They've only
okay.
got 15 seconds. They have to go.
One
No,
enemy remaining.
they lost it.
Spike
Fear
down.
and Kiv just locking down this B site from left and right center. There's nothing that Femelle could do. They just didn't have the firepower. Of course, at the same time was that kind of jiggle peak that gave it away.
Yeah, I mean, props to Femelle for trying. The thing is, you know, we've been saying about how Haven is such a huge map. It's attacker-sided only if you have something like 5 members rushing a site, if you know how to play that man advantage. The problem for Femelle that round was that they dropped 2 members early. And then when you're in a 3v5 on a huge map like that, all Hades really need to do, they just had to run down the clock, just had to set up like a good line of sight over through the entrance for all the bomb sites, which is what they did, and just wait for Femelle to try and plant the bomb somewhere. As you could see, Femelle knew that they were in a bad spot. They kind of like at the 30-second mark, they were like, we don't really have anywhere to plant. We don't have enough time to clear site and then plant, but they still tried it anyway. So good effort, but not enough.
And that is why Hades played that round beautifully. The way they just held safe, defended it, didn't over push or anything. But right now, it's going to be the full 5-man commit, just like you said earlier on. This could be the attacker side at the push, but of course, the rotates are just on time as well from Hades. So let's see if the Cerberus guard dogs will be able to hold them off. Spike does go down, but Spoon Kid manages to pick one off as she tried to push in the sewer. Well, man advantage goes over to Hades. And right now, they're just playing it safe. Still has her recon bulge, and she's going to try to get information from Hell.
Yeah, that Omen Smoke over at Heaven actually bought so much time. They were able to plant and then retreat to a safe spot. Oh, more fall damage once again gets checked out. That was such a fast response.
Really, really fast. I mean, That's just kind of the tough thing. Retaking A is not the easiest thing to do unless you have utility like smokes to block off A short or A long, but they didn't really have any of that. At the same time, they did have information, but just the fact that they jumped out from the heaven position, it's a little bit tough. Of course, you take fall damage, first of all. Second of all, jumping landing accuracy, you're not going to be able to pull up your gun fast enough. And Rue managed to pick up beautiful spray transfer. I don't know if you caught that. It was 2 back-to-back headshots.
Yeah.
It's a thing of wonder. But right now, Idar with the op, she could get a line of sight down into C.
Oh, is anyone going to peek? They know they've got an op though. And that's the thing about jumping out of A, right? Because if you don't want to take fall damage, you have to jump from the left side over the boxes. The thing is, if you're trying to retake, most people kind of will have their crosshair prepared for you to land onto the box. So if you kind of just jump straight out, it's a bit harder for them to hit you, but then you're going to be taking that bit of fall damage. It's always kind of a trade-off. Denona this time, once again, still in cubby. I mean, fool you once, shame on me. Fool you twice, though. She's still trying to make it happen. We'll see.
Exactly. You can see that the Jet player, Idar, she's kind of anticipating this push from Dodonut, actually. I mean, she's been doing it for the past 2 rounds now, so she's still lurking around that corner. Dragon, she's just waiting for a push, but it seems like Dodonut's just going to hold it tight and wait for someone to peek. Not going to happen, though. The Femelle players, they know it's not safe. They're going to go to a different route instead, and this time it's going to be A. Of course, they had quite a bit of success on this site for quite the number of rounds, of course, but the turret does spot them out. This could sound a rotate from the defending side.
They don't have time. They're down to 20 seconds. It's going to take about 8 seconds to plan, and there they get shot out. All that Hades really need to do is hold their ground. There's the flash. Oh my god, Femelle are not going to... They do start the cleanse. They're going to make it with about 2... Oh my god. Yeah, they're going to make it with about 5-6 seconds left, though, so... 5v4, they do have the woman advantage. Reyna, however, does have her Empress up if she wants to go for those plays. There's Dodona picking Adar off over at long. Oh no, and that's what we're talking about. A lot of people watch that drop from heaven. They know that you're up there, so can you drop? It's going to be really dangerous for you. And Drew picks up a triple at the end of that. Absolutely clutch for Femelle.
The hat trick. Rue, she is on fire. This girl is explosive. I mean, not to mention the first headshot, and then the showstopper, and then another headshot. Somebody stop her.
I mean, she got a triple at the end there, but our kind observer is showing us, the scoreboard. She was already top frag before that. She didn't actually even need the triple. She was already top frag on her team, top frag from both these teams with that 11 kill. Just at round 9. So Dodonut, I like what they're doing. They're switching it up. She's been at starting C for a couple rounds, starting A, and oh my god, they don't peek down long. They let Dodonut capitalize off of that. Picks up a double off of Catharsis, as well as Rue. That was a huge mistake.
Still, it's an even trade-off. On the other side, though, Hades does get a lot of information off of that. And right now, it's not working out too well for Femelle. They're kind of at a disadvantage just because Hades knows that they're around this A site. So they're going to have to back off. Still playing it super slow, super careful. This is Femelle's style. They don't overcommit. They don't over-aggress. Very, very quiet. I don't think Hades knows where they are. I mean, Intel's only going to last... It's only going to last for that long. And right now, Idar has been lurking in this position. She does get a nice headshot, but the res comes back into play. They will be able to get the plant on B, but as we all know, B, it's kind of difficult to hold off of. You have to watch out for A and C link. It's going to be the push from Envious now evening the odds. So this could be a win for Femelle right now.
Yeah, Vandal versus Sheriff. You're never going to win that trade, but Chloe TT once more. Quack did jinx it. Chloe picks up that next.
No!
Let's get traded away by Envious, though. Hold up. Envious with that double at the end of that game, coming in clutch.
I might have jinxed it, and then I double jinxed myself.
No, you definitely, like 100%.
A little bit, and then Envious came back in to save my reputation. So thank you very much, Envious. That was an amazing double kill. I think Hades, the way that they played that, they kind of wanted to bait Envious out into a peak, so they went in for the tap. But of course, Envious was just ever ready for that. If they kind of double peeked mid instead, they might have had a chance. But of course, she was ready. Right now, she's going for mid control as well, trying to get the teleport, and she will be able to push herself into this forward mid position.
Yeah, I like how Sage actually just completely walled off Garage. You can see over on your minimap right there. Because a lot of the times, you know, when teams go for mid control, they also want to go for the mid Garage push at the same time. But that Sage wall is just saying, you know what, you're not going to get here. It's only leaving B as the option for Femelle to push right now, which makes it very easy actually for Hades to rotate around through A and C link to prepare for this. So very nicely done. You can see Rue's like, wait a minute.
How do I get past this wall?
They're just going to wait that 30-40 seconds for it to drop, but that means the timer's down to less than 1 minute right now. Femelle once again just taking their time with this plant. 5v5 still. No one has dropped yet. Not even any warning shots being fired actually in this round. Oh!
Train harder.
Nice headshot. Both teams right now. She's waiting for a teammate to come in with the Lear. Very well played. They're both playing so safe, and right now it's Hades the one that comes out on top. Spoon Kid with a nice Hunter Sphere to IR's face. She was right in front of her. And right now the spike has been dropped by C Long Cubby as well. It's all up to Catharsis and Fear. Let's see how they will respond to this. Of course, Fear is super low, so she's just lying in wait over by Garage window. Catharsis picks up the spike. She needs to make a play right now. 6 seconds left, and I don't think she can get the spike down considering that there are 3 players on C site. They're just waiting for exit frags. And, oh my god, I love this from Hades. They're not giving anything up. They push into the cubby. They lose one, but they still walk away with a round win. 4-7 right now.
Yeah, I think Hades also weren't expecting Femelle to 3-person in Garage with the smoke and down. We're talking about how the Sage wall just absolutely blocked off Femelle's entrance. The thing is, once that wall went down, they dropped the they had the Omen smoke over in Garage window. When that smoke dissipated, Hades realized, I think it was Chloe, or she realized, wait a minute, there's 3 people sitting up in Garage, like one on the left, one behind the box, and there was the race that she managed to pick up, but 3v1 was always going to be tough.
Yeah, it's always a little bit tough, but of course, it's beautiful teamwork from Hades as well. To Donut just securing safe passage for Catharsis, but Idar now just aggressive updraft into heaven. She takes the Donut down. That's yeah, the fragger's gone now. 30 points of health, but she is still alive. Woman advantage on the side of Femelle. 5v3. Okay, lockdown deployed. Oh my god, the counter lockdown too. What's gonna happen here, Rayra?
Oh my god, they're trying to just make it out. As you can see, pretty much stacked one on top of each other, but oh, Omen, MBS does get detained. That was weird timing. I think she was trying to use that teleport to actually not get detained by the KJ ultimate, but it does catch her at the end over in hell. So I don't think they're going to be able to capitalize off of the Omen. Oh, but Gibbs from heaven with that nice double hit taps right there. Picking up the double kill.
Switching sides.
MVS does get caught out in the bomb blast at the end. So Femelle only taking 2 guns into this round, but Hades, all of the entire squad goes down.
That was.
I love the lockdown for lockdown trade.
Lockdown.
Usually, I mean, we saw it a couple of times yesterday. It's kind of the way that, you know, you play the KJ lockdown. It's kind of, you know, when both KJs have a lockdown first, it kind of becomes a staring contest where you're like, okay, who uses it first kind of loses in that sense.
Contest.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it.
You first or me, because the slight advantage does go over to, you know, the KJ who manages to keep it together, hold it in for the extra 2 more seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing. Both teams, they're playing super, super safe. They were saving their ultimates for that very, very one moment. It was the last round of the first half, and right now Idar will kick things off with a beautiful peek out of Garage. Oh my word. And things are not looking good for Hades. I mean, if we look at their agent composition, it's a double Sentinel. They lose their flashes, but they will still gain entry onto B site. But it's a fake Chloe still on this B site, but the spike is headed towards A.
Yeah, just trying to shoot through smoke. Sage is really low. So, oh no!
What? She 180 flicks. Oh my god.
Wow. Chloe absolutely should have went down there, but I mean, some good shooting, girl.
some good shooting. Amazing shooting. Still, they get the spike down, and Hades definitely has the advantage right now. Root trying to make something happen, but Kivs. Oh, Kivs. She has such good aim, so crisp. She's looking for another headshot, but Fear is the one who will swing off of her contact and get the kill. 5-8 right now, and not all doom and gloom for Hades. They might have a double sentinel agent composition, but they are still able to make it work.
Yeah, they're showing that they can actually make it work even on offense over on Haven. That Envious versus Chloe 1v1. I think Envious there's that split second where when Envious saw Chloe from the back, I think what a lot of players do, she was trying to go for the hit. She was like, wait, she doesn't see me. And then you could see her
trying to track.
Crosshair. Yeah,
yeah.
track from the body to the head. I think she didn't know that Chloe was actually low and she could just shot her body. But that split second just really cost her that trip because Chloe just turned around and flicked and got that shot off. So that was what went down. It's really
that
close.
Is not
from both
an
of them.
easy shot to make.
Uh-huh.
Like 180 just turn all the way around. Oh my god, that is experience. These girls are correct as they are jacked. And right now it's going to be the drone that pushes into C to Donut. Oh, that is a kind of peak that went a little bit too late, but of course the firepower will prevail. It's the Spectre firing squad, Chloe gaining entry onto the site, and they will be able to get the plant right now. Fear, she's going in super aggressive, super deep, and of course they are expecting the fact that Aphrodite might be in a different position like Garage. Now they know her position, they're just going to wait.
Yeah, she's got a frenzy, which kind of the pretty, it's the, oh no!
Nice.
Nice flank from Kivs. You're saying that Aphrodite had a frenzy, which is kind of the pistol. If you're forced to buy a pistol, it's kind of the pistol that you want to have when you're in a multi-person situation. If you're 1v2, 1v3, just because of that high fire rate. IMO frenzy is one of the best pistols to pick up, especially if you're forced to eco. I think they did get some other. They got about they got another 200 because Omen did manage to pick up a kill at the start with the shorty as well. So if you actually get a kill on shorty, it costs 200 credits, and then you get a 200 from killing someone. You're pretty much making back the entire of that gun. So they did pick up some good stuff on that eco round. We'll see though. It is round 3 after the swap now.
I'm just gonna say, Rairachi, we're no longer friends. IMO,
What?
Ghost is the best pistol.
What? No, man. I am ride or die shorty. All right, come on.
Of course you were right.
I hide in sewer or like garage entrance on Rays with a shorty. That's my playstyle, man. I have like one playstyle.
It's the shotguns for you. But of course, these girls have so many playstyles. It's Envious with the aggressive peek from C Long. And of course, Idar, she got information off of that early garage peek, which allowed Envious to come in with that play. But regardless, the firepower from Hades right now, these girls are just good. The rest, though, gave it away. Aphrodite will go into the peak. She will not get the second, and she's pretty banged up right now. She's the last player standing. They know where she is as well. They're anticipating for her to peek out of mid-window. And instead, she's going to lurk through barn. Fear will be the first one to meet her, though, so this could be dangerous. A single body shot will be enough. And, of course, that will be game over for Femelle in that round. Hades takes it home. 7-8 right now, climbing their way back.
Yeah, that's beautiful crosshair placement at the end. Just you could see just tracking that crosshair over around the side of the box. The second she saw that head peek out, it was lights out. So yeah, as you mentioned, just 7-8. They're kind of turning things around now that we are after the swap. Is we mentioned a couple of times at the start of the game. It's kind of Haven, kind of an attacker-sided map. So it does make sense that they've been taking that. I think it's 3 straight rounds so far to make things almost even. But yeah, gun difference. You can see there's that shorty, a couple of specters, 2 more pistols. So I think Femelle, they're just going to try to max out what they can get this time around. Hades don't look like they're really committing to any one site just yet.
Not yet, but this Sova drone will be able to gain a little bit of intel for them. They have figured out that there are at least 1 players in the garage position, so they've decided that is not the way to go. They're instead going to lurk over onto a site. This could be dangerous if Envious gets the drop on them. Of course, Aphrodite, it's just holding these off angles, these one-and-done positions. It could pay off, but they could just die really quickly as well. Let's see, Aphrodite gets one, gets two! Oh, and she wants to flash as well. The spike has been dropped. They know information, and they're going to rotate really, really quick onto this A site. They might be able to get the spike down, but it's still a 4v3 scenario right now for Hades.
Yeah, Aphrodite played that recoil so well to pick up that double off of Arena as well as the stage, but now we've got the offensive KJ lockdown going down. MVS does get kills though. The thing with KJ lockdown is you can see exactly where the circle is on the map, so sometimes you're going to know precisely where they planted the lockdown if you do want to destroy it. But it's not going to detain anyone this time around. Both sides playing very careful. It's a 2v2 over on the right side. Rue is going to pick up Spoon Kid. Oh my god, she did get the last ultimate point off of that kill. Kind of went a bit antsy right there. You know, whenever you're raised, you hit that 7 out of 7 stacks and you're like, I'm popping the showstopper. The thing about what makes Raze a bit tricky to play, a lot of people just tend to think that, oh, you know, all of her abilities do damage. The thing is, most of them do have that very slight delay. When you think of, say, your satchel, for example, you need to position it, your grenade also, you need to kind of switch to E and then you throw it as well. And then for that showstopper, a lot of times if you're, say, if you switch to your rocket and then you shoot it, you need to have like a good half second or so before it explodes. And the thing is also, if you don't manage to get someone with that showstopper kill, you're really open to someone getting that return kill on you because it also takes you that very slight delay before you swap back to your gun. So that's one thing that you need to control of the race. So she kind of got a bit antsy, so, like popped a rocket and then just got shot in the head. So Sag.
Sad indeed. But of course, this is why I love Valorant, right? It knows how to balance their games. It takes about a full second before the animation ends, and then you will be able to shoot your rocket. But of course, they could afford to. I mean, Envious was there to trade her off, but right now, it's 7-9. We'll see how Femelle defends this one. Oh, Envious, a little bit too aggressive with the teleport Spoon Kid. She just knew that there was going to be a play like that. Of course, now it's going to be Aphrodite, I believe, who is rotating over onto A site to kind of substitute Envious. They hear the drone, they shoot it down, and this gives information over to Team Hades, and they decided, okay, they might have over-rotated onto A, now we go to C.
Yeah, it did give them some information. I think they only saw one, but that was enough for them to just pull that trigger and say, okay, we're going to rotate over to C. They know they've only got about 35 seconds. Kiv's taking out Catharsis, though, over on the back line here with that smoke. But, you know, I mean, when you're Omen, you send that smoke out, they know exactly where your position is. You can see where you threw it from. And so Jeb was just absolutely waiting for her to poke her hit back out. It's kind of a telegraph play style. Rue right here just using the boom bot and paint shells, trying to get some good zone down onto the site. Over at default, Aphrodite watching her flanks. There's a satchel play. Can she make this happen though? They know well enough to not peek out through C. Long, however, picks up Reyna. It's kind of waiting over at default. So they planted over for Long, which means that it's really easy for the Sova to just use that Hunter's Fury to just buy those couple seconds. She's just going to delay as much as possible between her ultimate shots.
Ooh!
Player standing.
Still, Rue does manage to get a nice headshot, but nah, she does not have time, and she does not have the advantage to get those kills.
I love what Hades did right here, which was plant for Long and then just back out and have the 3 members. You know you've got the Hunter's Fury too, which bought them so much time. You just pop it. They know that they're going to send those shots just straight onto the plant spot. Also pretty sneaky. You know, they had Dodona kind of squatting by the box, watching the plant site, but still on the site. I don't think that Femelle were expecting that one, but very smart play from the squad of Hades. Sometimes when I'm in that sort of situation and then I just plant default instead of Long, my team just yells at me. They're like, why didn't you plan for Long? So very nicely done.
Just perfect tactics. Kudos to Spoon Kid for knowing how to use her Hunter's Fury. I mean, if you notice, she didn't just spam her beams either. She waited to buy as much time as possible. At the same time, Femelle, a little bit questionable. They committed their Rolling Thunder in that 2v4 retake. Not what I would have done because it was a 2v4, but regardless, they still have a leg in this game. 9-8 right now. Let's see how they go in with this defense. It's Aphrodite again with another one-and-done position, and this does pay off because they are on sort of an eco buy right now. It's a pistol buy. We've got frenzies, we've got ghosts, and they're just trying to make it work. If she gets a a pick right now and no one comes in to trade, she gets a free rifle.
Yeah, it would be absolutely huge. They do send 2 down long though. Oh, that was close, but doesn't quite win the Phantom versus Frenzy trade. Does chunk Spoon Kid down, but they do have a Sage on their side. So she's going to heal back up to 82. And right now going to send that drone through Sewer. Doesn't catch out anyone. They do have one over at Heaven and one over by CT though. And you can see that's the signal for Femelle to go for the rotate. So they've got 3 members over by CT. But that just means that Hades, you know, they're like, well, we pulled him over for the rotate. We made a bunch of sound down 8. Now let's run through garage. Absolutely free. What?
Oh, they have to make it quick,
10
though.
seconds left.
They should be able to get the spike down, but at the same time, Envious is quick on the draw. She comes in first, and she's buying time for a team to rotate as well. A little bit too aggressive for the second peak, but at the end of the day, her team is there to back her up.
Sage has res. We'll see if she wants to try and res her KJ. Not really in the best position for that, though. They do have the woman advantage for V3. You can see Rue just once again zoning paint chills around the back.
Wow.
Can they retake this?
I don't think so.
Yikes.
We'll see. It's going to take a miracle for Idar to win this 1v3 fight. The way that they're playing these post-plant positions, first of all, there is a wall. Second of all, there is a little crossfire set up. The Donut as well as, I think, Fear. I mean, Envious. And not to mention a player over by C Long. If she peeks out, she's probably going to get killed. So she's going to try to hold on to her rifle. It's going to be the scuffed spray, but in the end, she dashes into the spike. Oh, no. R for Idar.
I've been thinking that because we've been looking at her ID and like I think most people, you know, if you're gonna name yourself Ada, you're like, okay, great, it's AIDA. She's like Ada. Yeah, you know that like flip table break keyboard moment that happens sometimes. At least in my games,
yeah.
For me, you know, these girls are super high elo, but I'm sure there are those moments where you're like, oh, what is team doing? What am I doing?
Absolutely not what you want to have happen. I mean, she definitely she was just trying to dash away to save her life.
But it's like instinct,
explosion.
right? Someone's shooting at you, you E kind of in the direction that your mouse is going.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate.
A little bit. But, I mean, I have to say, the way Hades has been playing these attack rounds, despite the fact that they don't have that many duelists, it's just perfect tactics. The way they rotate here and there, it keeps Femelle on their toes. And right now, it's going to be the Recon Bolt. They could try to go for a couple of picks here, but it's the Omen Smoke that denies them. It does give them the Alt Orb, but still, 5v5 right now.
Yeah, you have to wait for the smoke to clear, or they're going to be thinking for the rotate. But yeah, like what you mentioned about how, you know, Hades are playing this so well on the attack. The thing that we didn't have enough time to mention earlier on was that, you know, Hades actually were the side that picked. I believe they picked Haven.
Yes, they did.
Yep, they did pick this map. So they chose to play on this map, whereas once the map was picked, Femelle picked to start on the attacking side. So I really like that, you know, Hades, they clearly did their homework. They know how to play this one out. Perhaps defense wasn't quite their stronger side, but now that they've swapped into the attacking side, they've been pulling out strategy after strategy.
30 seconds
very
left.
Nice to see. Once again, they're running down the clock. They've only got about 20 seconds to clear sight and then plant. So this is going to be a bit dicey. Spoon Kid once more sending that drone through Sewer. Just always wanting to catch out that left spot. They do see the tower right there, but don't spot out anyone. But it seems like they're going to go.
Yeah, they have to go right now. They will be able to get the spike down, but it's going to be a full 5v5 retake. I'm not sure if the ultimates favor Femelle right now, but Envious definitely picks things over onto her side. It's a 3 double kill, now a triple from Catharsis, and it's going to be a very tough fight for the Donut. She does pick up 2, but they know where she is thanks to that dismiss. She's still going for the peak, but unfortunately not going to be able to convert the spray onto Rue, who puts a final nail in the coffin with a headshot from her Vandal, and winning the round for Femelle 10-9 right now. It's this very, very beautiful push and pull from these two teams.
Yeah, the back and forth from me is just really showing that both these teams are so evenly matched at this point, at least on this map. I think one of the things that is helping Femelle win these trades is MVS is coming up absolutely huge for her squad. A lot of the times, like just now, we saw that trade. She actually picked up a double kill. She picked off one in Heaven. She also won the A-Long trade, even though she was kind of 1v2 at that point. So I think she got the drop on Sage at A-Long. Usually at that point, you know, you have the person in Heaven and trade 1-for-1, but that didn't happen. Actually, MDS managed to pick up both kills without dying in the process. So she's really been coming up huge just off of that pure shooting mechanical skill. This time around, Donut gonna peek through a garage. I've been waiting for someone to buy an Odin and go for that like garage Odin play, or this spot over here at A through sewer. You can actually wallbang from CT side as well, and there's that spot over at B where Sage kind of is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but I think just the fact that Femelle, they don't have any information gathering agents, they might not be able to go for that unless it's a lucky wallbang, so they don't want to give away their positions just yet. Both teams, like we said earlier, played it super safe, and I'm not sure if this is the right play from Hades. Lockdown's going to be deployed.
Yeah.
Create a bit of space.
Yeah, it is creating a bit of space. You can see just over on the minimap, everyone just absolutely backing out over on the CT side. That's a really good spot for the lockdown in that if you drop that into it actually extends over towards B. So you're creating a lot of space over on the B side. Doesn't get anyone detained. Though now they're going to trade the lockdown for a lockdown right here over towards the CT side. That's a very good corner. Because you're pretty much, unless they have a super huge flank from the back, they're not going to be able to destroy it.
Oh my god.
That was such an early plan. Oh, they're going to get this.
Oh my god.
Can't do anything to stop this diffuse. Wow. And she picks up 1 kill off of that. Absolutely insane. So I'm gonna give props to Femelle's Killjoy right there just for that ultimate placement too. But I mean that wall, the thing about the Sage wall is that, you know, for terrain, if actually you drop the wall right over Spike, it actually doesn't create a wall over the Spike position. It will create it on the left and on the right, but not over the Spike spot. I like what we're seeing in all chat, which is the Femelle players, they all chatted Hades and they were like, that defense was sick, not gonna lie.
That's one of my favorite things about FSL. All these girls, they are so wholesome, so friendly to each other. It's this sportsmanship from both of them. And especially that previous round. I mean, Idar, first of all, risky, but also really brave. Second of all, I think it's just kind of big brain. The fact that they didn't hear the defuse, she just had that opportunity to stick onto it. Right now, they're going into this B side as well. It's a big firefight. Of course, they have cover from those, from that big door right there. But it's going to be K for Daddy who trades off to Donut right now. I think Hades is at a bit of a disadvantage. Spoon will even the odds a bit. I'm not sure if they have a res. Yes, they do. So this will definitely give them the advantage. But Idar with a big flank. She gets a headshot. Now Catharsis comes in with another kill. Oh, she's looking for the second. Can she get the third? Chloe, do not give it to her. She's going for it. She's going for it. She gets the kill, but Catharsis comes in from the back. And it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade-off. And at the end of the day, Femelle wins the round 12-9 right now. Match point.
Yeah, I mean, Chloe, props to her. She knew that the Jet was at that spot because she had already picked up 2, right? So she did a wallbang round the corner to make sure she finished her off. But ultimately, it didn't quite matter into the round because the round win is going to go over to Femelle. And we were talking about how after the round swap, it looked like Hades finally found their footing in this. But they're at match point, need to win 4 consecutive rounds. It's not impossible, but we'll see. Because it's always going to be difficult.
Yeah, super difficult.
They do have rifles this time around, though, so it is possible. They've got Hunter's Fury. They're playing it super slow, super safe.
Yeah, that has been how they have been playing for the past rounds now. That's the Hades style, you know, they don't overcommit. Except for that past round, I mean, the one that we just saw, the way they committed over onto B site, and no one was clearing out C long. A lot for Idar to push up. Not what you want to have happen, but it's kind of a default right now. We have Sova watching the A flank. We have Catharsis watching C. And meanwhile, they're just trying to get information over by the mid. But no one from Femelle is over-peaking. They know they have the advantage. They're not going to give anything up. They want Hades to make the first move.
Yeah, they know that all they really need to do is make sure site is secure. It's already about 35 seconds, so they've got to go now. Hunter's Fury being popped, trying to clear out the default position. There's that rush down C long.
Oh no. Idark. Oh, but she misses her spray. Dodona comes up huge with a double kill. She's going for the third, and now she's looking to clear out the remainder of the site. The last few Femelle players are in garage right now, and I think they can hear the footsteps. They're just waiting for the peaks. She wants to go in to stop the plant, but she gets destroyed by Spoon. Catharsis. All the dreams and hopes of Femelle are on her shoulders right now. She's looking for it. She cannot get the headshot, and it's the Donut who comes up with a big 4K on this round. She keeps the Hades dream alive.
Absolutely huge donut right there with that 4K coming up clutch. She planted default also, which is really great because you know, Femelle, they had cleared out long, kind of had created some space over at CT also, and default is kind of the spot where if you haven't cleared out garage, you want to plant there because you have the boxes kind of protecting you over from the right side. So really quick thinking as well as some great shooting to clear out jet over on the, I think it was a generator on the left at the start of the round too. I mean, Femelle, they positioned themselves well on the site. I think they just kind of got the jump on them and they just weren't prepared for those quick shots. So definitely Donut. Fastest fingers in that one.
Yeah, very fast. Not to mention though, Spoon Kid, the Hunter's Fury just secured and ensured that no one would be able to push out of CT. I mean, like you said, it cleared out defaults, but it also made sure that nobody would push out of Garage or CT. So that was very, very well played. Right now, they have the advantage in terms of firepower, but we'll have to see how they play their cards right now. It's always this super slow default.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot harder for them this time around because they don't have any of the key ultimates like Lockdown or Hunter's Fury on their side, whereas on the side of Femelle, they actually have that Breach ultimate. So that knockup is going to be absolutely huge, especially when you're on the defense side. So Femelle played this one out. It shouldn't be too difficult, actually, I think, for them to try and close. However, I think that couple of them, they are running those pistols because they got their team wiped earlier on. So that might make all the difference. Spoon Kid on the Spectre. Over at Cubby, just going to send out the drone. MVS does spy them, though, so they do know 20 seconds left. It's got to be C.
Yeah, it most certainly is. It's all up to Idar to stop the plant. Oh, she gets the spike carrier killed. This is going to be it. Let's see if Hades will be able to get the spike down in time. 2v2, everyone's going in for the kill. Spoon Kid has to get it down, but she will not be able to do so. Thanks to Rue with her quick plays, quick thinking, and it's a 13-10. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was such a close game from both Femelle as well as Hades. I really like how we're seeing, you know, just the standard and the level of play in FSL because we were saying group stages, we had 40 teams, 10 teams into each group. So Femelle, they were the first in Group A. And we were like, you know, Hades, they're the second seed in Group D, but we couldn't really compare across groups. You can't really say, oh, second seed is stronger than first seed or vice versa. So wow, just what an even match.
Super, oh my god, even a lot of outplays, outmaneuvers, and just very, very solid mechanics on both teams. I mean, if we look at the scoreboard, I know there are a couple of bottom fraggers here and there, but the way that they support their teammates, it's just perfect. The Donut, though, is just the best top fragger for sure, but I think team-wise, it's something lacking sometimes. The way that she's been pushing with her team, it leaves something to be desired. The way that they have been aggressing as Hades, it's just... it's not as fast, right? They always leave it to the last 30 seconds before they commit onto a site. But aside from that, I mean, do we want to talk about this?
The alt chat? The alt chat. We're just here watching the alt chat and like sipping the tea.
Envious broke my wrist.
It's so wholesome. It's just really fun to see. So, you know, Envious, she's the top three fragger over on her side. And then so the Femelle girls were just saying in alt chat, like, like your Omen is too good. And the Envious was like, you know, because the entire squad is SGMOS, it's kind of like the way we speak English, and she was like, "Huh, we got good."
Huh, we got.
We got.
No, you better.
You know that Asian thing? Yeah. That humble brag thing that you do. She's doing right now, girl. She got it 23 kills.
Oh my god,
this game.
yes.
I mean,
you deserve it. Own it, girl. I mean, Envious. I think she has the best overall KDR in terms of the entire lobby right now. 23-14. It's not exactly 2.0, but it's definitely up there. It's above 1.5 at the very least. Aside from that, though, I mean, I think what Chloe is talking about is the fact that there was that 180 Envious
Yeah,
broke my wrist.
that 1v1 over outside garage between the Sage and Omen. Yeah,
But
that.
of course, I think the only one of the reasons why she was able to do that is because of an Intel processor. You need smooth frame rates to be able to flick that smoothly, that quickly. It's all thanks to our lovely sponsors, Intel. You have a super strong processor, it's going to give you those sweet, sweet frames that you need in a Valorant FPS game like that. 144 frames, or maybe even higher. If you've got a 240 hertz monitor, you need 240 FPS to be able to match that refresh rate. So it's awesome that we have Intel as our sponsor, but we also are supported by Yahoo and the Singapore Esports Association, not to mention a new sponsor. It's Tokenized Exchange.
Yep, Tokenized Exchange joining us this year for the FSL Valorant Circuit 2021. Tokenized Exchange is the next generation digital currency exchange. Guys, you've been hearing a lot online, like on Reddit, just about cryptocurrency, that sort of thing. Tokenized Exchange, you're going to want to check them out. Would be a good opportunity.
Super, super good. Aside from that, we are also part of the new Global Esports Federation World Connected Series 2021. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to have the whole circuit for 6 months up to October, which culminates in the FSL Elite. Like the page, like the stream, share it if you can, if you like our casting. But we're going to go for a short break before the next match starts. So we'll be right back, guys. Don't go away.